practical work, visualization, and speaking affirmations, you put it out into the world. So you speak it into the world, you visualize it into the world, and it comes back to you in a physical way. It manifests in a physical way. Hey, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about some good things. It was on my heart, so I figured I'd share it. Today I'm going to talk about the power of manifestation. But don't go yet. It's not what you think. In this video, I'm going to talk about what manifestation is, what it is not, some things I do when I am trying to manifest something that I want. And I'm actually going to touch on some other beliefs that I think confirm the power of manifestation. All right, so what it isn't. When people think of manifestation, a lot of times they think of, you have your blue crystals and your silver crystals, and you need to put your crystal out in the sun so that it charges, just as the Saturn is next to the Jupiter, and then you crush it up and eat it in your oatmeal, or think of clairvoyance or sparkly things. That's not what it is. I don't know where that came from exactly, like manifestation. Maybe it's just a word itself. What I do think manifestation is, in my own words, is a transfer of energies. And that can sound kind of crazy, but bear with me. A transfer of energies, because energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It just simply goes from one form to another. The way I think energy changes from one form to another is that it starts here, and in multiple ways through practical work, visualization, and speaking affirmations, you put it out into the world. So you speak it into the world, you visualize it into the world, and it comes back to you in a physical way. It manifests in a physical way. So if I believe that I want the job, I do the stuff needed to get the job, I visualize what it feels like to have that job, put it out there, I'll get that job at the simplest form. But I'm going to go deeper into what that means and how to do that. If you are a religious person, a Christian, Muslim, any other religion, you most likely believe in the power of prayer. If you're a spiritual person, you likely believe in the power of speaking to the universe, speaking to ancestors, meditation. And then, if you don't believe in any of that and you just like, hey, I need help, I need to go to a life coach, or I need to go to therapy, they're most likely going to offer CBT, which is cognitive behavior therapy, which is essentially changing your mindset from negative thoughts to positive thoughts to kind of bring better things into your life. And then there's a whole other thing about the law of attraction, about what you put out into the universe comes back to you. That's a whole nother thing. But all those things have something in common, I believe, and that is basically thinking good thoughts and speaking affirmations into the world, your God, whatever the case may be. So they all have those in common. When you're praying, you're speaking these things. Hey, I don't want it to be offensive, but you're asking your God for these things, or you're thanking him or her or them for things. When you're speaking to the universe or your ancestors, or if you're a spiritual person, you're kind of speaking these affirmations that I can do this, I can do that. If you're manifesting, if you are meditating, you're saying, yes, I am worthy, I can do this. And CBT and law of attraction is essentially all the same thing. And I believe all those are effective. But it's more than just, saying things out loud, or saying things in a prayer, or saying things when meditating. You also need, I believe, two things. You need to actually believe it. You need to actually want it. Because there's been times where, I'm like, oh, it'd be really nice to have this. Sort of like having you subscribe, I would like for you to subscribe, but I don't want it bad enough, so maybe it will happen. More than anything, I just want you to get things out of this video. No, but seriously, you have to actually want it. You have to actually put yourself into it. You have to actually believe it. And you have to do the physical work. You cannot just, say it, want it really badly and then not go out and do the steps, the physical, hard labor steps in order to get that thing. I think a lot of people believe that it's about spirits or, stars sprinkling down until you achieve something. That's not what it is. So you have to actually want it. You have to, in all honesty, there's been times where I've wanted something and said, oh, it'd be nice to have. Let me try to manifest that. And, I don't really care. It's just like one of those things that'd be nice to have. Like, it'll be nice to get an A in this class, but that C gonna come through in the clutch anyway. And you have to put the hard labor in. Now you might say, Jay, I've done all that before. What are you talking about? Like I've manifested, I've put the hard work in, and I just didn't get that promotion. I didn't get the guy. What's up? It wasn't meant for you. And I strongly believe that. It wasn't meant for you. You may not understand it now. You might not see how now. This thing that you wanted might have been the best thing since sliced bread. And you think, how could this not be for me? This is exactly what I needed for my children, for this, that, and the third. For one reason or another, that thing was not meant for you. And that's just what I believe. That is how I work through life. And I think about 9 times out of, maybe about half of the time, you would notice, and tell me if you agree with this, you would notice that this thing that you wanted so bad, the guy, the girl, the promotion, this, that, and the third, you didn't get. You went through your pain, you cried, whatever the case is. And then weeks, months, years later, you look back and you realize that had you gotten that thing, you would be in a much worse position than you are now. Or whatever you have now, you wouldn't have gotten if you had gotten that thing before. Wow, that's powerful. That's happened to me quite a few times. But there's a lot of times where it's not so evident. It's probably times where, you didn't get that thing and whatever reason you didn't get that thing with that person isn't so obvious. Just trust that it wasn't meant for you. And that's what I believe. I believe there's been times, actually I have an example. I was hurt at first. Okay. So yesterday I got a rejection email about this, this business venture that I was applying for. And I really thought, I put the hard work in, I manifested, and I was just like, oh my goodness, what is going on? And I thought about it, I was like, well, for one reason or another, it was not meant for me to have this particular route in life. Because, had I gotten that thing, that is a very drastic route in life that I would have taken. So for whatever reason, I wasn't meant to have that. And I'm going to keep manifesting, my business ventures and stuff. And it's going to come to me in another way. I don't have to know why. I won't question the universe. But that's what I believe. Now, okay, I went through what it is, what it isn't, and I kind of compared some other belief systems. Now, what do I do when I'm manifesting things? When I'm manifesting things, I have to actually believe, do I want it? Because like I said, if I don't actually want it, and I just think it's something that'd be nice to have, it's not going to be effective because the energy that I'm transferring out to the universe is not strong enough. But if I want it enough, I have to actually believe it. I have to see it, actually visualize it. Let me give an actual example for this. So say I want to have a successful ice cream stand. I have to actually visualize, what does a successful ice cream stand look like? And plan, because that is the actual hard part, that's the actual practical part of manifestation. What do I need to do in order to get this ice cream shop? Realistically. So I'm here, my goal is here. What are the little tiny steps I need to take in between to get there realistically? And once I get there, what then? What does that look like? What does that feel like? Does that actually make me happy? And me as a person, I kind of obsess about this thing. When I want something, I don't sleep. It's not even oh, I'm up and I'm doing anything about it. It's just that I am thinking about it at night. I am putting it out into the universe. Not even on purpose, but I can't sleep because I'm so excited about it. Meditate. Lately I've been trying to meditate every morning as soon as I wake up. And just taking the practical steps towards it. That's just all I do. I don't have any other things. You know, I have other things to. I don't have like any crystals or anything. I exercise quite often. I believe, you know, you need to have a clear mind, and obviously you need to do at least 30 minutes of cardio or some type of workout to release those happy hormones so that you have a clear mind and a positive mind. Because it's really hard to speak positive affirmations if you are not having a positive mindset. So when I am in, you know, my depressive states, it's kind of hard for me to manifest sometimes. But sometimes even when I'm depressed, I just want something so bad that it powers through. And a lot of times I have been successful. So I'll use some examples of this. And I talk about being in the military a lot. That's because my transition out of the military into what I am doing now is actually greater than what I manifested. I was in the military for 6 years. My third year, I remember I used to cry when I told the story because it's actually quite powerful. My third year, I was a dental technician in the military. I remember sitting at my desk waiting for my next patient, and I was so miserable. I was maybe 21. I didn't like it. I was working with, you know, a colonel, and if you're in the military, you're anyone in the military, you know how it can be working with colonels sometimes. And I was like, God, I don't want this life. So I knew I had 3 years left, and I made a vision board. Vision board is a great way to visualize. A vision board is a great way to do some practical work as far as planning and actual visualizing it. I have my little vision board over there. So I made a little vision board / timeline right there at my desk, waiting for the next patient. And then I started saving up money because I was on the vision board. I started planning. What do I want? I knew I wanted to come back to England because at the time I was stationed in England. I knew I wanted to come back to England. How will you come back to England, Jace? How do you even do this? You need to save a whole lot of money. That means you need to pay your car off soon, which ended up helping my credit score a whole lot. That put me in a great position financially. What do you want once you get to England? Do you want to work, go to school? I want to go to school. Okay. Well, you need to look at maybe going to school part-time through an American university while working a federal job on the base in the UK. Okay. So, you know, I basically went through this for 3 years. I spent 3 years manifesting what I'm doing right now. Manifesting, planning, speaking affirmation to the universe. And when I say I believed I was going to get it, now I didn't know I was going to be able to get out of the military immediately. Like, I literally got my separation paperwork. No, actually, I got my visa before I got my separation paperwork, okay? That's powerful. I was playing no games. I got my visa to come into the UK before I got my separation paperwork. So I spent 3 years manifesting this because I wanted it so badly, but I did not know I was going to be able to do it immediately. I just knew at one point or another, I will be back in England after the military. And here I am. 3 years later, I will be finished with my degree this year. And I am still going to be in England after, you know, because I can be a little obsessive when it comes to my manifestation. And for the past 2 years, I have been manifesting some other things. I got accepted to 2 universities for my master's, and I only applied to 2 universities. So I got accepted to both of the universities I applied to. And also this business venture, I am still going to be quite strong on that. I am currently going to study a qualification to become a personal trainer as well. And I'm just manifesting some things, some really great things I'm really excited about, while also doing the practical work for it. I cannot stress it enough. You cannot just sit back and say, oh, this would be a really nice thing to have. Actually putting in the practical work helps. And if you don't get it, it wasn't meant for you. You know, like when I was denied the chance to even pitch my business idea, I was like, oh my gosh. But, you know, I still have a chance to pursue this business another route. And that other route will probably work out to be better in some way that I may or may not see in the future. So yeah, that is the power of manifestation. I hope this video helped someone. I thought about making this video a few days ago because it was in my heart. And then I got the denial letter and I was like, oh shit, maybe you should make that video. And I was like, no, it wasn't meant for you. It wasn't meant for you for one way or another. Hit like, hit subscribe, share this video, and, you know, for more videos about life and manifestation and the universe and, you know, my crazy way of thinking, go ahead and subscribe. I'll see you next time.